Be ready to hear my opinion on Goosebumps, Screaming Knight Armor. Jesus Christ. We're going to be reviewing A Knight in Screaming Armor. I am Goosebumps for Dummies. That out of the way. Amazing cover art. Holy crap. Yeah, sorry if this is your first video. It's a weird introduction, but goddamn, I love this cover art, and it really describes or just shows what this book is going to be, about. And very well, because that landscape, man, it's exactly as, what you'd imagine, and the night is picture perfect. Yeah, great work there, Mark Nagata. But we're not here to glaze the outside of the book. We're here to talk about the contents of the book. So let's find out and get into the blurb. Enough of my blurb. Yeah, now I can actually mean that. It was a night to dismember. Actually, good pun. Your cousins, Kip and Abby, have come to visit you from jolly old England. And guess what they brought with them? 2 huge crates, each containing a suit of armor and a curse, but it doesn't matter, because you're dying to see what's inside. If you open the crate marked Evil Knight, you will be hypnotized by the knight's sparkling medallion, and you will have to face an ugly sorceress. If you open the Good Night crate, you'll discover a room full of mannequin heads that talk. Before you know it, you've lost your head. Can you pull yourself together before time runs out? Ooh, the choice is yours in this scary Goosebumps adventure with back over I'm congested. I'm congested, by the way. A little sick. Still. Sorry for the hiatus. Holy crap. This book is a little disappointing. Just, I'm not here to say, yeah, this book, because it didn't live to, the cover art, it's horrible. It's not bad at all. Just... I wish it was just as good as the cover art, but it just truly wasn't. But I still really like some things, and there's some genuinely great things to be offered, and I do recommend this at the end of the day. So check it out and come back if you have not read it for some fucking reason. Let's dive into my upsides. I'm not going to say where do I fucking begin, because there's not that many upsides, but they all, are a bunch of little upsides building up to one big thing. Starting up with the atmosphere. Holy crap. Now, this is some of the best atmosphere I've ever seen in a Goosebumps story. Just flat out. That is the biggest compliment this book can ever get. Maybe it's just my head, and it made it better, but the experience of just reading and imagining this awesome landscape was horrifying, but also very pretty. And it's basically what you see here. This is the landscape. It's so good. There's a hedge maze, which is really cool. And there's I think a tower. And of course, there's obviously all these fields. And it's all nighttime with this awesome, awesome atmosphere and great descriptions. I absolutely loved it. It's some of the best atmosphere writing I've ever seen. And just one of the coolest settings ever. I mean, genuinely. I love the setting. I could go on all day about it, though. So I'm going to keep that where it is. Love the setting, and the atmosphere is really good. There's also some monsters that I really liked in this book. And not all of them are the night, too, or really have much to do with the night. There's this sorcerer guy who's pretty fucking creepy, who I believe is in a shack. And that's one of the best scenes in this entire book. You meet some hooded figures. You encounter, obviously, Nighthawk, who's on the cover here. I think they appeared once or twice, really just once, and their whole scene left a great impression on me. I think they're pretty crazy. They can carry fucking kids in their claws. So yeah, they're pretty fucking strong bird. I can't remember how accurate that size was, but nonetheless, really good. It felt great. And wait, what? Sounded wrong. It was a great experience reading it. Size don't matter, kid. There's also the mudslingers. I mean, hell yeah, I love those things. They appear in a museum of all places, and they're basically mud monsters and heroin. I even included them in a video where I, stupid freaking thing to mention, where I was wondering, what characters would be good at basketball? Those guys would be great at basketball. That's how good they are at slinging mud. So yeah, pretty freaking cool entities. I mean, weirdly enough, I know, random thing to bring up, but there's so many cool little entities that appear in this book that just adds to the whole experience with the setting. And it adds to the atmosphere because these characters all, fit in. Yeah, I really like that. This book could have been amazing and has some great concepts behind it, as well as great endings and just genuinely really interesting storylines. But there's also a lot of uninteresting things going on. Let's get into that now. As awesome as I have described this book, it's kind of falls flat with execution. It's not very interesting. The most interesting things are obviously the things in the book. The monsters and the setting, and that's about it. As much as I like a lot of things about the story, it's really just drowned down by enjoyability level not being exactly sky high or anything. And that's putting it lightly. Yeah, this book can drag. It's not bad at all. Like, genuinely, I'm gonna give it an okay score. It just drags. And weirdly enough, it is in the medieval storyline. But more specifically, of course, in the, I think it's the Good Night one, where we open the Good Night crate. I'm not quite sure. That storyline, didn't like it as much, but overall, it's quite equal with the first one. But I'll mention that I don't like it as much on retrospective. But, nonetheless, that one's got, more draggy moments and the more memorable endings. But yeah, overall, there's just not a lot of interesting and genuinely like, holy shit, I'm having a great time moments. Because, well, in retrospect, it's like, holy shit, that's such cool. I love the way that was written. I love the atmosphere. I love the setting. I love all the monsters that show up. In the moment, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not the most interesting thing ever. So, I hope you can kind of understand that. Yeah, wasn't absolutely in love with a lot of things when it comes to the plot itself. It's just, hey, let's get through this landscape and, get home and feed Evil Knight. The characters aren't amazing. They're GYG characters. They're going to be very, very, very surface level. And not a lot of the endings were really, standout awesome endings, but there was a good few. There was a good, I'd say maybe 10 endings that I genuinely really liked. But a good few that I didn't like much. Yeah, this book is not amazing, and sadly didn't exceed my expectations at all, nor did it completely shatter them. Because I was like, yeah, I'm going to like this one, I'm sure of it. And I do at the end of the day, it's just not as much as I wished. So yeah, let's get to my rating. With its flawed entertainment value and, generally lack of, interestingness in the story itself, it has great things that all help to make a great atmosphere for when you're reading it, and obviously good and bad endings that kind of even out. 6.5 out of 10. It's not bad at all. I genuinely recommend this one, and this could honestly be a 7 out of 10 any day, so expect this probably to get moved up. Probably when I make my Giga Goosebumps ranking or GYG ranking, whichever comes first. Obviously the GYG ranking, because hell no, that Giga Goosebumps ranking, whenever Goosebumps ends, that's when that drops, or Stine dies. That's my plan, and hopefully that ain't anytime soon. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and tell me what you think about this book below, and if not, you haven't read it, the cover, come on, we all gotta glaze it a little. It's amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.